Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Coogan Cassius for IFL TV. We're at the Buatsi Azeez press conference. I'm joined by Bon Jovi, aka Matthew Macklin. What's going on, mate? These are trimmed, doesn't it?
It does need a trim. It does.
I didn't know if you was going for a specific look or not.
Naughty Professor.
Yeah, big domestic fight here on Saturday night. Who are you edging towards?
I think you've got to favour Buatsi, but Azeez, has looked really good over the last sort of 18 months, 2 years, and I definitely wouldn't write him off altogether. I think he's the underdog. Buatsi, for me, is someone that I know how good he is, but he hasn't done it in a long time. He's been inactive. Even his last performance, he won every round easily, but he didn't really get out of second gear. But so he can perform a lot better, but it's frustrating watching him not perform better when he can. I don't think he can afford to be as lackadaisical against Dan Azeez, but I do think Dan Azeez will bring out the best in Buatsi. He's aggressive. I think he will stick it on Buatsi because he needs to, but it'll also bring the best out in JB.
I've asked this question quite a few times this week, whether Buatsi's lack of fights over the last few years has allowed Dan Azeez to kind of catch up to where Buatsi is. But we know, obviously, with Azeez, he kind of has come towards the latter age of his career, shall we say.
Yeah, look, the momentum is with Dan Azeez. He's been consistent, he's been active, he's looked better and better in all his fights, and I think that confidence and that sharpness will really stand to him in this fight. I think he needs to start fast. I think he's got to jump on Josh Buatsi and try and take him out of any rhythm. But, like I say, he hasn't really shown us recently, Josh Buatsi, but he has shown us in the past that he is really good. And I think this fight, I'm guessing that he's going to put it all together. And I think he'll have to, because I think even though I think he's probably the better fighter, Dan Azeez is good enough that if Josh isn't at the top of his game, then he could get beaten, definitely. I think if he is at the top of his game, then he should win.
Not long to find out. Also not long to find out. I think it's 3 weeks on Saturday. Fury Usyk. I mean, undisputed. I mean, it's going to be some week and hopefully some fight.
Oh, unbelievable! I don't. I think it'll be a very tactical fight, a very technical fight, because they're both very good in that department. It's funny because those wins that Fury had against Wilder, they're legendary now, aren't they? And they will be forever. Like he really took it to him against the most fearsome puncher in the world, and they were massive wins for Fury. But they will have taken a bit out of him. I don't think he slipped anywhere near as bad as what he looked like against Ngannou. I believe he completely overlooked him and just went out to bang him out, and then became a bad night for him. But I think Usyk is a very different problem to anything he's ever faced before. His mobility, the fitness, like he keeps that going for the whole 12 rounds. He's fast, he's clever. These are things, Fury's fast and clever, but is he going to be as fast and as clever as, maybe he's clever, but he's not. I don't think he'll be as fast as Usyk, and the mobility of him in the movement and the angles, he's going to be tricky, and it's going to be a problem he's never faced before, style-wise, so it's an intriguing clash of styles, and I think Fury's the favourite, but I don't think he's a massive favourite. I don't think there's a lot in it.
Who are you swaying towards?
I don't know. I was always quite big on Fury, but I don't know. I think it's a tough fight for Fury. I think if he's at the top of his game, performs as good as he's ever performed, then maybe you make him favourite. But I don't know, man. Usyk's a very live underdog.
Have you been keeping up to date with the beef between Big John Fury and Carl Froch over the last 2 days?
I haven't actually, no.
I'm not going to start. No. I'm not going to start going into it. No, it's just been like a little back and forth between John Fury and Carl Froch over.
Joe Egan was calling out John Fury.
I saw that as well. Yeah,
I heard Joe Egan was calling him out. But I didn't see it.
We don't need to go into it. Because otherwise I'm just like repeating and reading off stuff that he said. But And then we've got AJ and Ngannou coming up very shortly as well, March the 8th in Saudi.
Yeah, I thought AJ looked really sharp against name's gone.
Otto Wallin.
Otto Wallin. Not just the finish, but even from the very first round, he looked sharp. So maybe the link up with Ben Davison's a good one for him. I think he's more. He hasn't got to go over to America and train. He can be settled here, can't he? And no, I thought really good performance. And I think, like I said, Ngannou's performance against Fury is probably flattered a little bit by how bad Fury was. So I think AJ should do a number.
And the winners are going to fight each other, whoever they may be.
Yeah, definitely. I think it makes sense, doesn't it? Eventually, these fights.
What about if Ngannou beats Joshua? Is he warranted a shot at undisputed in a rematch that could be against Fury or against Oleksandr Usyk?
I think so, because if he's, he did have a good performance against Fury. I'm putting it down to a lacklustre performance from Fury. Probably a bit of both, do you know what I mean? But if he goes and beats Anthony Joshua, I think he does deserve.
There's an argument there, I will say that. I mean,
yeah.
Undisputed though, I mean, you think about all the heavyweights that have not even got world title shots over the years, looking at that and thinking, but it's a changing game now, and I think it's off the back of the Fury display, and obviously if he does beat Anthony Joshua in the current situation we're in heavyweight boxing, then it's not completely mental to think that he doesn't deserve that.
No, exactly. It's like, I totally get why people that are waiting around for their shot would feel hard done by. But he's took his opportunities, he's performed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if he was to beat, AJ as well then how can you deny him?
We shall wait and see. All right, Matthew Macklin, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We'll look forward to a very intriguing contest here in Wembley. Oh, stepping on someone's wire on Saturday night. So yeah, it should be good. It should be good.
Well, I think whatever happens, it'll be good.
Thank you very much.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.